Welcome back to Allthemodium Lite. Today we're gearing up for the deep dark to get our hands on some Allthemodium, which means we're going to need some way to farm that Allthemodium, and that's going to require some refined obsidian. So we're going to make that refined obsidian and head towards the deep dark to try and find some Allthemodium ore. Let's get into it. And to do that, we're going to need a crusher, a infuser, and a osmium compressor. So we already have a infuser over here that we can use, but we're going to need to grab 2 buckets of lava to make another crusher. Then we're also going to need some copper, and we just have to make everything we need for each of these machines, which is just going to be some steel, some infused alloys, advanced control circuits, and some basic control circuits, some more steel, and lava and redstone. And we're also going to want to make another enrichment chamber, so that way we have something other than the one that's sitting here. And we're going to need 12 steel total to do all of this. So let's go ahead and borrow this enrichment chamber, enrich 3 coal. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab some more iron and make this steel. And while we're waiting for our steel to finish up, we're going to go ahead and see if we have enough to grab some enchants. Because getting some fortune would be really nice to be able to process this better. Alright, so we have 2 fortune 1 books, which means we should be able to do a fortune 2. We just need to make an anvil. If we pop those 2 in there, we now have a fortune 2 book. Alright, we now have our 12 steel dust. So let's go ahead and pop that into our furnace here real quick. And now we just have to make everything for it. So we have the crusher here. And then we just need the osmium compressor. So we have to make 2 of these advanced control circuits, which is just 1 basic control with 2 infused alloys. And that should be everything. Perfect. Osmium compressor is done. And that's good enough for now. We're going to need to crush some obsidian to make obsidian dust. So we're going to need to figure out exactly how much obsidian we're going to need to crush, because we're going to make the refined obsidian pickaxe, but we're also going to make the obsidian armor because it's better than netherite armor. So there's really no reason not to. So after doing some basic counting in my head, it looks like we're going to need 27 obsidian crushed. Then we're going to need to enrich 4 diamonds. I wish we had 45 emeralds right now. This man's silk touch, efficiency, and unbreaking. We absolutely would take that and just strip those enchants right off, but that's not gonna happen right now. And this guy's kinda in my way. I don't know where he went. Anyway, then we're also going to need 27 osmium in our osmium compressor to get that down. Oh, and we actually have a lot more obsidian dust from that. I didn't realize that we got more obsidian dust crushing. Oh, yeah, we have 4 per, so we have plenty. So let's put our 27 in there with our 4 diamonds, and as long as I did my math right, this should equal out to the amount that we need. And we'll go ahead and just put the rest of our obsidian dust in there. So then we can take this refined obsidian, put it into our osmium compressor, and that should use the full 200 millibuckets of osmium to make our refined obsidian. So let's go ahead and set this up to semi-automate. There we go. So now we just let this all get changed over to the refined obsidian dust to then make refined obsidian ingots. All right, and now that we have our 27 ingots, we should be able to make a full set of refined obsidian pickaxe and armor. And there we go. We're full refined obsidian plus a refined obsidian pickaxe, which means we're ready to go to the deep dark and try and find our Allthemodium. So let's make a nature's compass and do that. We need to make a compass, and then we make the nature's compass, and we've got it. So the only other thing to do now is clear out our inventory and try and find a deep dark. And we're gonna go ahead and make a refined obsidian sword as well. because we just had a little left over, and we can get rid of our stone sword. Just so that way we can get a little bit more value out of the ore that we find. So what we're going to want to do is right click with the nature's compass and search deep dark and start our search. We are 1,628 blocks away. So we've got a pretty far distance to go to our southeast. So unless I come across anything cool on the way, I will see you when we get there. Alright, and it looks like right here is the spot. So we're going to dig down and see what we can find. Obviously in Minecraft, you should never dig straight down, but there is a method on how to do it. And what you want to do is you want to stand in the middle of 2 blocks here. And then as you dig, you just dig one side first and then the other, and you're not going to drop completely down. You kind of balance between the 2 blocks. And that way you just never have to worry about falling to your death. Like that. Holy way. It just was in the zone, wasn't paying attention. Alright, let's see how we can get down here. Ooh, there we go. We hit all of our different foods, so we now have our max hearts. And we're just gonna keep digging down. See how far we can get. We're at -40 right now. And the deep dark is a little to our south. So we're gonna come down here, and we are now at bedrock. So let's head towards where the compass is pointing. It says we're about 81 blocks away, so we dug a little too far, but that's fine. Ooh, and an amethyst geode too. That's really nice. Let's go ahead and grab just blocks of amethyst. Perfect. And we've got some deep dark right above us. So let's go see if we can find some Allthemodium. It's a catalyst here. Ooh, what is that? Did we? No, that's malum. Okay. Ooh, I was about to say that would have been insane. Unfortunately, though, this isn't looking too promising. All right, let's see. Is over here deep dark? This is all plains. Anything good in here? Yeah, we'll take the paper. Yeah, we'll take the snorkel too. Ooh, night vision goggles. That's really good. So, night vision goggles are, I think it's like this, right? Yeah, perfect. Just like that. Let's kill the skeleton before it keeps attacking us. And let's go ahead and equip these night vision goggles. Now we can see. So unfortunately, this doesn't seem like it's going to be the deep dark we need. But at least there's plenty of diamonds down here. So unfortunately, this doesn't look like we're going to get any real deep dark here. Just that small little amount seemed to be it. So we're going to have to head back home and try and find another one. So we emptied our inventory and we're going to go ahead and drop off all of our raw ores over here. And let's just grab a couple diamonds. So that way we can make any diamond pickaxes we may need. Then let's see, is random teleport in this? It is. Perfect. So we just slash RTP and it is going to put us very far away from where we were originally. I mean, if we look, the deep dark is now 15,000 blocks away from where we originally searched. Ooh. And over here, this is going to be our first one. We've spawned in a village, which is nice. What's more important is we have a meteor over here. And we need to farm this meteor because this is how we start applied energistics. So let's go ahead and break a bunch of skystone. And let's make another diamond pickaxe so we don't use our refined. And we want to break this mysterious cube, because that is going to give us all of the presses that we need to be able to start making stuff for applied energistics. And go ahead and get rid of the guide because, well, I don't need it. So let's look. Do we have any flawless in here? All of these are damaged or flawed buds. So we're going to need to find another meteor at some point to make a flawless bud. But we're going to go ahead and just mine all this up. If you come across a flawless bud, definitely do not mine it unless you have some way to pick it up like a cardboard box. So now let's take our nature's compass and try and find another deep dark. We have one at 900 blocks away to our north. And it should be below us. So time to start digging again. And this time, let's pay attention so we don't accidentally almost fall. Okay, here's something. So it says that way. So let's, I guess just explore a little bit down here and see if we can find anything. Alright, so that's the second deep dark that has been a bust. So we're gonna random teleport and try and find another one. Alright, we are at a block height of 88, so let's go for the best. And let's see. Oh, what's that? No, my eyes deceived me. 150 away, but man, this is a big cave. Oh, there we go. There's some deep dark. Thank you. Holy moly. And it's pretty decent size too, so we might actually have a chance to find some Allthemodium. Just gotta look out for it. So that can be deceiving, because that is gold. There's a ton of sensors here too, so we gotta be careful. But gold looks very similar to Allthemodium. Big difference will be Allthemodium has like a brighter block itself. So it doesn't necessarily have to be in the skulk. We just need to, you know, find it. And it could be anywhere up there as long as it's within. I don't know what that is or there. But a tip is take off any night vision that you have. And even turning off shaders also helps. So let's go ahead and give that a shot. Those all look like glow lichen. Redstone lighting up. So I'm not seeing any. Like glow lichen, yeah. Because from what I remember, it would stand out like a sore thumb. That might be it. And that. I think those two are Allthemodium. Let's go find out. I think that is. And I think that might be too. Oh, maybe not. Might just be maybe a Malamore. Yeah. Ooh. What is that? No, that's not it either. That's what is that? That's for RF tools, dimensional shards. That's what that is. This is kind of the unfortunate side effect of Allthemodium, is sometimes you might find a deep dark biome and you just might get unlucky. Man, I'm getting cooked. You know, at this point I was hoping to be done with this episode, and this has taken me way too long. Alright, I hate to say it, but we're gonna need to look for another deep dark. I still can't find Allthemodium. And we are at our next random location. So let's go ahead and get to land. Grab our nature's compass. Deep dark. And search. 1,400 blocks to our west. I will see you guys when I get there. Alright, so this one is 133 blocks up. Hopefully that's a good sign. Another drop. Yeah, we can take that. And here's some skulk. So fingers crossed, this leads to something good. I see some gold. Doesn't look like this is an ancient city, but it's at least a decent sized deep dark I can kind of dig around with. Slime spider eggs, I'll take those. Bunny hoppers, that'll be nice. An extra anvil, a block of iron. Yeah, I'll take all that. At this point, I'm resorting to breaking the skulk, just in case it's hiding underneath. I've never actually seen it hide underneath, but I don't want to take a chance. Go ahead and unlock these bunny hoppers real quick. It is just in the shape of a bunny, so you got the 2 ears, it's the body and the arm, leg, tail, and there we go. And let's go ahead and equip those so we can jump higher now. Yeah, it'll always be exposed to air, but actually trying to find it, man. So it's not ever going to be underneath skulk, so I don't need to worry about doing that. What I do need to worry about though is just freaking finding it, man. This is all considered forest. There we go, that's back to deep dark. Okay, no, that's not it, right? I hope I'm not just like walking right past it, you know? Because if I go back as I'm editing this and see a bunch of Allthemodium as I run right past it or look over it, I'm gonna be very sad. Is that? Thank you. Oh my goodness. Okay. So finally, we have finally found it. And holy crap, that took forever. We've got a ton of resources out of it, and we have a ton of basic building blocks too. But that just, yeah, that took way longer than it should have. I've never had that much bad luck before. That was just unnecessary amount of time. So let's mine it and go home. Make sure we have our refined obsidian. And we got 2 out of it. Let's go. While we were in the search for our Allthemodium, we did have a stack of silver being made. So that's now finished, which means we can use that silver to upgrade these machines to make them faster. Because I already broke down some gold. I should have some osmium in here as well. So all we are missing then is some infused alloys. So let's grab some copper and some redstone to make those infused alloys. So we're going to go ahead and put a speed upgrade in here. Actually, let's uninstall those. Alright, where is our bottleneck? Our crusher is definitely a bottleneck. I'm going to put a speed upgrade in here. And we'll go ahead and do a second speed upgrade here. And we're also going to make some basic tier upgrades, because we need to make these faster. And these 2 are our slowest machines right now. So we'll upgrade you and upgrade you. Make some more speed upgrades. And this is definitely going to eat through our power a bit faster. So we may need to remove some speed upgrades. We'll see. But let's go ahead and set a speed upgrade onto this as well. So that's got 2, that's got 2, and that's got 2. So we need to get another basic tier for this. And then we're going to go ahead and upgrade some of these as well with just 1 speed upgrade each. We make another tier. So now we have 4 Allthemodium clumps being pushed through. And then that is going to be turned into our Allthemodium dust, which will then be pushed into our iron furnace once these are done. And since we're here, we're gonna make our iron to gold furnace, as long as we have enough gold. We do. How much do we need? 1 block, 7 gold ingots. So let's upgrade our iron furnace to gold. Make sure our configuration is still good. Oh, well, let's clear that. So input from the top, or output from the top. And then the back is where we're going to input from. And we're still getting our power. But now we have 5 Allthemodium ingots. That was extremely time consuming, but it paid off. We have 5 Allthemodium ingots. So next episode, we can use these ingots to really start increasing our resources, because we're going to unlock a new dimension. And in that dimension, we're going to be able to mine as much as we want. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Later.